Camera, what? Okay, we're back. It's the Mark. It's the Koopa. And guys, oh my god, this is fun. What we're doing today? Another event. I know, we're doing a lot of them. Because there are a lot of them. In reality, this game has far too much to do. And then within those things to do, there are different ways to do the things that get way more intricate as we get into it. But we're doing the solo quest. This is just a fun little side thing for the summer. Spring! It's not even summer yet. Holy, we're going to the sunken place, guys. This is the it's like the dwarf submarine. I like to think of it as the One Piece submarine from wow, I forget his pirate crew. Law from Law's crew. Yeah, we're going underwater and then you collect things and bring them back to the thing. And there are alligators that you know kill and shit. It's gonna be cool. We're basically just collecting points. The rewards for this are pretty great, so I did get quite a few of them. As I'm recording this, the event is over now, so I think I got the pet on 2 of my characters. I didn't get it on everyone, but the pet is a cute little shark toy that flies around, and I don't know if it's already come out before, but it's very cute. I haven't seen a lot of people run around with it, so I enjoy it. And then you get a couple of cards, a couple of boss items. So maybe we'll find a little Tatsugana event video coming up soon as well. That is the newest coin boss, and it is very high level. So you know, I might die and not upload it. I might die and upload it. We'll see what happens. But for today, we're just gonna talk about the sunken place, about all the annoying things that have happened today. Not today, but wow. I feel like it's been a long day. You know, I feel like it's been a long, just one string, just like one long 24-hour period since like February for me. And I'm not going to elaborate on that any more than I need to. I feel like that's going to remind me personally of why this year specifically was very hectic for me. February is an important month, of course, the month of love, but for me personally this year, it was the month when a lot of awareness occurred, you know, of how I feel, how I look. And awareness is a cheat code, but it's also a trap. I'd say accountability is a cheat code for awareness because you can be aware, but you can just like blame it on everybody else. You can have all these different reasons that aren't the real reason. You know, you have to use your awareness to your greatest ability. And in my eyes, this is so annoying for those of us who do see things and are aware. For my eyes, you kind of just gotta not only doubt yourself, but just be like, whatever. Okay, I see it. Okay, I know exactly what's going on. Whatever. Don't care. I'm not gonna say shit. Not gonna crash out, you know? I may have an idea of what's going on in the future. That doesn't mean it can't be plausible to change, you know? That doesn't mean that we're stuck on this course for our whole lifetime. But for me, February was a time I figured a lot of stuff out, and it's all coming to fruition. And I don't like that because it's not that I hate what I've discovered. It's just, you know, sometimes you don't want it to be true. You want something different to happen. You want human nature to just naturally form different conclusions for you, but it doesn't. It doesn't. People are generally the same anywhere. So when I scope a dynamic, it's usually quite simple to see where the story will lead. I mean, and it's funny because a lot of people, I don't know if this is with everybody, but a lot of people struggle to read the signs around them because they talk to people a lot. I feel like when you don't endeavor to talk to people, like when you don't come to people with your useless conversations about whatever, and then you just let them always come and talk to you, it makes understanding their goals and objectives, because nobody's really going to tell you what they want with you. Nobody's really going to do that. It makes it a lot easier to tell them, or for you to tell what they want from you, you know, and decide whether or not to give it to them. But, you know, positive impact, kindness, baseline for everybody for me. And a lot of people don't decide to give that, you know, automatically. which is crazy, you know. And I feel like it's a lot higher percentage of people than I at first suspected when I was put on this earth. Um, and I think that is a little sad, actually. I was gonna say it's not inherently a bad thing, but I think that is sad. Like it's just not the default to come in with a kind and bright heart and be at least a little willing to help someone. Like even the ugly people, even the people that seem a little off at first. So I know I definitely do. I dress in an awkward manner. I have an awkward hairstyle, you know. And I love myself. I love the way I dress. You know, it's why I do it. I have my unique style, but I have to admit, I don't look. I don't have a natural normie look, right? And so some people do take the appearances, you know, but book covers do make a lot of money. So I have to recognize that a lot of people I'm realizing not now, but I'm realizing like a lot of guys uh really just don't be nice to girls they're not trying to fuck, you know. I'm not trying to fuck her. No nice, no nice. Tune back that nice. And I understand why now that I'm like actively abstaining from it. You know, I'm taking sex off the table. um it doesn't really make me goon more because the gooning I'm just using, just like weed, sort of wake me up and lull me to sleep. So I don't really have a problem with that. I do get the urges. And guys, if you're ever one of these people that's trying to stop, I'd say cutting cold turkey is usually not the option to go with. You want to wane yourself off and just stay aware while you're doing it. Once again, we're going back to awareness, you know? Stay mindful and just set yourself times to do it, you know? And as long as you're doing it less, I'd say every week or every now and so you're just a little bit less, it's fine, you know? Because we're not going to get over it unless we actively like understand that it is helping us to some extent, you know? Just like all your other vices, you know, like just there's not zero positive benefits to going out and drinking every night. There's not zero positive benefits to just buying a bottle and drinking at home. You know, there's a positive benefit to that, of course, if not for just mental. But all the bullshit we do, you gotta act like your rest is giving you money. And for this past, I feel like couple months here, like I said, this is a long 24-hour period. The rest I'm taking isn't feeling like rest because it's like life is where you focus on, and my focus has been elsewhere, and that elsewhere doesn't feel very stable. And so recently, at the end of this long 24-hour period, taking a long little what do you call it, like soul search to really discover what I want, because I think like companionship, of course, totally. You know, everybody wants someone to talk to at some point, you know, someone to share experiences with, because experiences shared are always a little better. But I'm noticing, and I always thought this was a selfish thing for me to think, my alone time is a lot more valuable, a lot more productive, a lot more easy, you know, and I could see myself in this alone time for a lot longer, you know? I've built these systems right now that they're pretty fucking solid, and I could add things to them, but it's like why in reality? Am I just filling a hole that needs to be filled, or am I creating a hole? You know, when in reality that's not even the right thing to go there. You know, you're just creating a hole for someone to jump in. And I'm kind of grinding my gears, and you know, the mixed messages are so annoying because you can tell people are like interested in you, but like I don't know what to say. Like the intentions or initial investment seems so low that you're just like, I don't know, man. Your deposit is lacking. Your deposit is lacking, and I have a paranoid schizophrenic attitude, so I'm already looking ahead at like other people's options and the giant plethora of sea we have here, and I'm like, they could definitely find something more catered to them. Because in the end, guys, and I hope we're all dating with this objective, like if you really find yourself loving someone, you gotta look for the best life possible for them and you. Like you realize that, right? Even when you're not with them. Girls don't really have to do that, but guys, we do. If you're not with someone and you really feeling like that love for them, but it's like something awkward, like they already have a girl or they already have a guy, or you know, something's weird in the family, something strict that would make it just easier for you guys to stay friends and you to stay distant. And nobody showed super clear intentions. I'd say that, in my opinion, it's the wisest to back off. And of course, it's going to hurt you, but like, we have to learn how to cultivate our emotions, you know, regulate them and really understand them. Because you're not gonna succeed in suppressing, of course. That's not gonna fucking happen. But we can learn how to just sort of navigate the realm of our psyche. And I think the whole metaphor of just having the river of thoughts flowing through, and you're just observing, there can be positive ones that flow through and run through, and then there can be negative ones that we think about longer, but you are not those thoughts. You don't have to identify with those thoughts. You are just the observer. And I think that's what's really been helping me, because I tell you, man, in my inner dialogue, whenever I actively engage with it lately, it has been bad. It's telling me I'm broke. It's telling me I'm unlovable. It's telling me everyone at work hates me. It's telling me all these horrible things. And I'm just like, yeah, could be true. But that's just where my mind's going in the neurosis. It's not, the actual reality of the situation. It's a possibility. It could be. It's my perspective. I have to realize I have a highly neurotic perspective. Meaning, that small things that are neutral can be interpreted as negative. And obviously this doesn't really help anyone, it tricks you into thinking you're becoming safer, because back in the day, I'm not talking about the 90s, guys. I'm talking like BCs and shit. Being neurotic and thinking a lot in the wild would help us. It would help us survive. I don't know if you noticed lately though, we're not out in the woods. We're not living in the woods. You have a fucking screen in front of your eyes, and we're underwater, fighting sea creatures. So now that we have these video games, this technology, all this neurosis, all this thinking bullshit, doesn't help. Doesn't help at all. I mean, being mindful and being in your mind helps, but ruminating is what we're trying to get at here. Like, that shit is actively detrimental. Actively. And I know this is poison to the ears for a lot of my fellow thinkers. I feel like I've cultivated a land of thinkers here, so I apologize if I am scaring you. But we have to get rid of these identities tied to thoughts. I feel like we got to get rid of identities in general. Because we are not who we are. We are not who we are, man. A lot of people identify with the games, the thoughts, the opinions, the morals, the codes, the whatevers. No, fuck all that. You are the God within the God. You are the observer and the agitator of all those codes. Because guys, you do realize, like, we can change all of this shit. Like, you could wake up tomorrow and be like, I hate this Dragon Quest game. I don't want to play it no more. And then that changes about you, but you're still that person. You do realize nothing really changed about you. It's just this fleshy, materially landy shit, But we're underwater. We're going deep, man. We're going deep. So choose what to identify with in the moment. I like to think of my personality as an Atlas game, where it's Persona, and I just put on whatever I want to put on. And of course, there are drawbacks to this, but I'll keep switching masks until I find the one I like the most. Until I find the one that suits the situation the most. Because that's just how I like to navigate. For all my life, I really haven't had a lot of moral codes, because honestly, all religions, generally the same. All politics, generally the same. Especially in America. Are you capitalist party or capitalist party? Like, what the fuck? Excuse me. So, who really cares? A lot of people will admire people who aren't hypocrites and stand by their moral codes and, don't change their opinions and stuff like that. But a lot of, in my opinion, smarter people will just say, Yeah, I'm glad you looked over your opinion and came to a solid conclusion for the statement we're having now, you know? Um, and it just depends on who you want to value. Um, because there's gonna be a lot more people, admittedly, that are gonna give you some validation for the other one. Let's be real. Let's be real. For the former. And that's okay. Life isn't about grandstanding as the smartest, coolest person in the room. It's about being you and doing what's comfortable for you and doing what gives you the most peace. Guys, that kind of sucks because girls really don't want peace from a guy. Uh, they want different things from a guy. From a girl, we do want peace, or from a partner. I'd say from like all of my friends, I want peace. Um, some guys don't know what they want from people or women in general. Also fine, you can figure it out later. But yeah, since I've realized that's my objective, I just kind of don't reach out to people, and it's very peaceful. It's very nice. And then of course, I have my neuroticism to deal with, but the whole thoughts of coming out to space, coming out to the surface, and just being like, look at this water. It's rushing some places, and some places it's calm, but that's my water. I don't have to be the water. I can just look at the water. I don't have to swim in the water. I'm gonna drink the water. I can just look at the water from a different place. And that's how I like to view my thoughts. We can be malleable, we can flow through it, we can swim through it, we can delve into it, we can get deep. We can get deep as fuck. But you don't gotta engage with the water. You can just sit on your boat, man. And sit on your fucking boat, wait for the right time. A lot of times in these stressful situations where people are all like jumping over each other to have a conversation about love, guys crash out. They cave too quick. So luckily I have something to care about. I have something to grind. Good event. Good event. It was a fun time. I hope everybody has a good whatever day I upload this on, and I will see you next time. Subscribe!